Oh, that was awesome. Well, has it on in the background.
The music
On.
is it mine?
You hear it, right?
Yeah, there we go.
So we're gonna edit it. This is where we're gonna edit it. What's up, guys? 3 people in the chat. Welcome.
Yeah,
We're gonna figure out this. It goes.
We are
Let me make sure it's in testing. Yeah, it's definitely twisted. Twisted. Turn off the other YouTube. You probably have it in another tab or something. I'm not.
got it.
Oh, you got it? All right. What's up, guys? What up, everybody?
what's going on?
We're here today with Jonesin Genetics. This is going to be the first episode of like Meet My Breeder or Meet the Breeder series where me and Twisted are going to be working together to reach out to different breeders that we come across, and we're just going to be chatting with and talking and seeing what's going on with you and what kind of makes you tick as a breeder and as a grower and just a person in general, you know. And hopefully, you know, if we have a good time here today, you'll be, you know, willing to come back again, you know, and we kind of can look at what you've accomplished since your first time you came here, you know, and it could be a little cool little thing that we can keep going on forever, and it could be a way for you to come back on and, you know, introduce something that you want to, you know, put out to the public, you know. So
Absolutely.
yeah, I really want to thank you, Jonesy, for just coming through, and Twisted as well for joining us. Is I know you're good at this because I know you were in the military. So just give me like a little snippet of what how your 30-second elevator interview. Like, what would you tell me if I just met in the elevator and I was like, "Yo, well, who are you? I need to know who you are." Like, tell me just like 30 seconds about you.
Oh man, that's rough. Okay. Well, I've lived a very experienced life in a short amount of time. You know what I mean? Like I've been able to walk a lot of different walk in a lot of different shoes, and it's been a blessing. I've been in the service, and I enlisted when I was 17, and I did a full 6 years, and I got to travel and humble myself and meet a lot of amazing people, and experience some different lines of like poverty and different things. And it was absolutely incredible. And then I've always had the passion for cannabis since I was like 13 years old, where I've been growing on and off. And whenever I was in an opportune time where I wouldn't get in too much trouble, that was really something that I would focus on. And I've always been passionate about cannabis, and I've always been passionate about assisting others and trying to be the best me that I can be every day.
Okay, cool, awesome.
Okay.
So like you said, you went to the military. Well, what branch did you serve in? For the people that
I
don't.
was I was in the United States Coast Guard from when I was 17 till 23, 24 range.
Okay,
Okay. Okay.
that's what's up. Anything notable from your service that you carry on over to everyday life that you feel like if I didn't go to the service, then I fucking probably wouldn't be here right now, you know? Or
Oh man, most definitely. Like I grew up in the San Fernando Valley of Los Angeles, so it was definitely a lot of poor decisions being made in the area at the time. And
oh, wait, I thought you were from Oregon this whole time.
no, yeah, I'm from the San Fernando Valley, and I moved out here to get a calm life. And the Coast Guard taught me how to be like regimented and organized and have a goal and to absolutely crush that goal, whatever it is. You know what I mean? No stone unturned kind of situation.
Yeah.
I worked a lot of search and rescue cases, which helped teach me how to be humble. You know what I mean? Like and how precious life could be. I got to be a part of a lot of search and rescue situations, and I got to be a part of a lot of big assistant things like the BP oil spill I had to work on and do communications for.
You lived in LA and then you went to the military when you were 17.
Yep.
And then what made you join?
It was I didn't think that college was an appropriate stepping stone for me at the time. And I had all too much energy. You know what I mean? Like, so I had to put it into something, and I wanted it to be productive. So I looked at all branches, and I just went with the branch that seemed the most unique to me. Um, and the Coast Guard was just a difficult branch to get into at the time, so I felt like it meant something to get in. You know, my recruiter only had to recruit something like 2 people a year at the time.
Yeah.
So it was like that's a good accomplishment at 17 to reach.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Um, so when you were in the Coast Guard and you were traveling around, I know I heard this story from you before, like on the lives and stuff, but you know, did you have that mentality that you were going to be growing weed afterwards, or how did you go about like collecting these seeds all around the world, like when you were traveling?
I I have always wanted to grow and breed cannabis. That has always been a goal. So when I got to go to different countries and whenever I got to procure anything in those times, it was always just with a mind that I'm going to be able to focus on these at a later date. And so I would take a journal entry of what the area was like, what the weather was like. I tried to write down a few main dominant characteristics that I would notice, whether it was like drought resistant, if there was any kind of bug issue that I noticed on the plant out there in the wild, and leaf structure, and then I would procure it and bring it home, and when I got out, I was able to really focus and play on things and use my organization skills and my abilities in that sense to be able to pick a goal and follow through with that goal.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, and I just wanted to shout out everybody in the chat right now. If you guys, have any questions or anything you guys want to, share with Jonesin while he's here with us today, just let me know in the comments, and I'll display it. There's some over here, Jonesin from or Iceberg saying Jonesin. We got a couple right here. Let's go around and click some comments real quick. So, because we do want to be interactive while we are on the live. And this part we'll get, we can cut. Twisted, the man right here is gonna cut it out for us. You guys didn't know Twisted's gonna be trying to do a lot more of the editing. So this live's gonna be not displayed right away. Twisted's gonna go back and edit it up and add a little bit of flair to it and do a little magic, and then we're gonna re-upload it and premiere it on the YouTube. Okay, so if people aren't able to make it today, they're gonna be able to watch it at a later date when we get that all edited and posted up. Okay. Let's see. So we know a little bit more about you, and I know you don't do it all by yourself. So we could talk about this website right here, the Good Karma Couple. Can you tell me a little bit about how that started? Because I know you guys weren't together when you first started Jonesin Genetics, correct? It was at first just you that started Jonesin Genetics, or did you and your wife start that venture together?
So Jonesin Genetics, I guess I started, but my wife has always been a support system. You know what I mean? Of course, she's always been a positive role model in my situation or in my life. Um, and and Jonesin started kind of later, so we had already been dating at the time and whatnot while I was working on it. She decided to help bring some legitimacy to the business because a lot of the times the sales are like our Facebook or Instagram or whatever the side social media app that we can sell some seeds on. And the more time progresses, the more legitimate we're getting as an industry, and the best way to do that is to really just to put yourself out there. And my dog's name is Bean, and you'll see him in the background here.
Yeah,
He,
I,
he reached,
I saw Bean and I was like, oh, look at Bean.
he's a celebrity and a ham. He has to get into the camera whenever he can.
Yeah, I can see that
He's
definitely.
like, hey.
Yeah, what's going on?
So, I know your stray. I know some of your strays that are out just because we done a lot of the stuff together. Is there anything notable, from the stuff that you've been working it with lately? That you want to share with everybody. Like anything noteworthy. Um,
That's
it doesn't
yeah,
have to be you. Maybe just something. Maybe you got any 420 deals coming up or anything like that.
right. I think that we'll have a 20% off sale on the website on 420, for all like the hats and packs and everything along those lines. Maybe even do a discount on the mystery box if we can. We'll see if we can run the numbers and work that out. And I appreciate you, Spooky. And
Nice hat.
I think that I've been working on Good Karma Kush F6 right now. And it's an amazing cultivar. It's nothing that I've released. Like I haven't released the F1. And yeah, shout out to my wife, Miss Jonesin.
Jonesin, she's welcome to come in here if she wants at any point and say hi.
She's coding. She's busy over there doing her thing.
I might need some tips on that coding when we get our website because we're working on a website over here too.
Yeah, definitely.
We might need some tips.
Yeah, she's all game for it. She was giving me the thumbs up.
That's what's up. So, what's it called? I was about to say something. Got a brain fart.
You were talking about the Good Karma F6s.
Yeah, one of the questions that I got, one of them was from Exclusive. Ask Jonesin, when can I release the Good Karma Kush cut?
We can never release the Good Karma Kush cut.
Never. Okay, we gotta talk more about this Good Karma Kush.
I definitely think it's unique. Yeah, it's an F6, and every year that I've like I'll work on it and I'll take a break, and then I'll work on it and I'll take a break. And every year that I work on it, I'm like, all right, so this is the year that I'm gonna release it out to people, and they're gonna get to experience it. And then like right before, I'm like, I'm gonna keep these to myself, and I keep working on it, and I get carried away, and I just looked up and we're at F6, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm really happy with how the progeny looks and how similar everything is.
Okay, and now are you going to be taking that and at least crossing it with things so that you can put that out? Or what's your plan with the good? I mean, you can't the good weed to yourself. You got to at least cross it and give it to
Yeah, so I have paired right, which is Good Karma Kush crossed to Watermelon Mama from Jinx Proof Genetics, and I'd hunted through a few packs to find a male of Watermelon Mama that I enjoyed. Mm-hmm. And I really like the progeny of the paired rights, and I've ran a few runs of them. So now I'm going to be looking for a new one to use, and I'll back cross that to Good Karma Kush. Mm-hmm. And then I'll probably also be doing a whole run with Good Karma Kush as my male to Finders Keepers and to a few others that I've been making throughout the years. I've been trying to make shout out Sticky, but he calls them tools. I've been trying to make different pheno ranges and things that I can use to play with that I think will combine well with Good Karma Kush to go ahead and make a whole interesting line.
Okay. Okay, that's
I
awesome.
I kind of get tired of seeing releases of like very similar to the same things, and I want wide ranges if that's what you're doing for a line.
Yeah, do you have plans on reversing it?
Yeah, so I am in the process of working on reversals, but I want to make sure that everything that I advertise or I offer is what I say it is.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm just making sure that everything is being done correctly and efficiently.
Okay, so now that we're talking a little bit about like your breeding and some of the stuff that you're working on, um, let's just dive a little bit into just like your grow style, your preferred. I think a lot of people would love to know your preferred grow style. You don't have to tell us like exactly what you're working with, but just like your preferred grow medium, perhaps,
Yeah.
and
So,
if that
I prefer soil.
soil.
If for me personally, on a commercial scale, is obviously going to be like cocoa, or hydro. But for personal preference, I love doing soil, and I love doing like a living soil and just really getting in there and being like my own little agronomist, and just playing with everything.
Yeah.
You get to see unique characteristics that are specific to you. And but on a commercial standpoint, it's a cocoa and newts kind of situation.
Okay, and when you're doing your breeding, is there any differences in there with your feeding regimen or anything
Just
like that? You're feeding the
good
same.
food. You know what I mean? So like a good healthy soil and then water and just trying to see its own expressions without having to
Uh,
manipulate it with too much or anything like that.
okay, so if you use living, so you're just probably using RO water then,
No, I don't use RO water. I use filtered water.
filtered water.
Uh, yeah, because RO water removes all things out of it, which is not a bad thing at all if that's your style. But some of the um, stuff that's in water is a-okay for it. So it's just filtered water, really good without any chlorine or anything like that.
So, are you? This is a side question, but are you into aquariums and aquatics at all? Like taking care of fishes and stuff like that?
I am, but I don't have any here because I've worked on some big saltwater tanks and some other tanks, and I'm just kind of over it at this point. But
Yeah, the reason why I mentioned it was I feel like it would fit with your style, like just to have like either like an outdoor pond or a decent sized fish tank indoors. And then whenever you do that fish change, you're taking that water and you're using it
yeah,
as your water. I like to do that because it has a little bit of natural nitrogen in it already. And if you're just adding that with your living soil, then it's not too much that it's going to burn it, but it's going to push your plants a little harder without adding anything really.
absolutely. You can put sick plants in the water, and they'll bounce out of their issues a lot of the times too. It's pretty incredible. The fish. I mean, it's nature, right?
Mhm.
So nature has an amazing way of working together.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask that because I feel like it goes along with like kind of your growth style and
Yeah, aquaponics is pretty amazing, and I love like ferment farming and making your own nutrients out of fruits and veggies and shit like that.
that's
Last
basically
summer, I did a whole thing on it.
right? It's
Yeah,
also KNF farming.
it's similar to the specifics of KNF is they're very direct with what needs to be together in their mixes.
Oh, got you. So KNF is basically when it's specific to Korean natural farming.
Yeah, like their style of farming specifically, and this style of farming, it wasn't me that created it by any means. And I believe it's been coined as modern natural farming, which
Okay.
is it's just got a little bit of a twist to it.
And you mentioned a little bit before when we were talking outside of the live. You're working on a book. Is your book going to be having that kind of information in it? The modern natural farming, or what kind of information is going to be? Is that? Are we allowed to talk about the book?
Yeah, Yeah, we can talk about the book. I don't think that I have anything along those lines in there because I feel like if that's your journey to go on, like that's a whole nother rabbit hole that you'll have to get down.
What's
Um,
the objective of your book?
so the objective one is to help beginner growers get on a basis and understand like the basics of growing and how to apply it in a correct manner. And then also to have like charts and different things along the lines where you're able to record your data and hopefully improve each time so that you can understand what's going on in your grow, because there's a lot of times that we see people hop in there and they're like, I don't know what's going on, but if they had just recorded some data of what's going on, they'd probably have the answer right in front of them.
Yeah.
Especially if it was a reoccurrence, then you'd figure out how you fixed it last time, and absolutely.
Absolutely. SOPs, right?
Yep.
We can make those that way real easy.
Human, so it happens.
Yeah.
Write it down.
I got notebooks, man. Notebooks.
Notebooks on notebooks.
Yeah, absolutely.
I fall short of that a little bit. I took the lazy approach, and I was like, I'm gonna buy an iPad. I'm gonna write everything in the iPad, and then I got really high one time, and I lost the iPad. I'm like, it's all gone now. It's not fucking done.
Start with voice notes.
iPad. That's my iPad. What the hell?
Start with voice notes and work your way up from there. You know what I mean?
I just get back to the old pen and paper for sure. I need to get on that. So yeah, you don't do all of this yourself. You said we talked about a little bit about your wife. I know because I know you that there's other people that help you as well. If we could talk about a little about Ragin and what he does for you.
Yeah. Well, all breeding is done by me. There's never any breeding that's not done by me and advertised by me. Ragin is a very close friend of mine that I've known for over a decade, and he was interested in growing cannabis. I want to say like 2 years ago or so, and so he reached out to me and asked me if I could help him learn, and I mean obviously I was honored in this situation because he's one of my closest friends. And so we started diving into it, and then he caught the bug and wanted to get into breeding, and I felt like it was only right that I helped him along that path. And so I hooked him up with some highway robbery beans along with some others, and he popped a bunch of beans, and we were on the phone every single day talking about just different representations that he's introduced or seeing, and like how he's dealing with his current grow environment and all sorts of stuff. And it allowed him to really enjoy what breeders do, and he's expressed that that's what he wants to do from now on. So he's just supported under the Jonesin support system. I don't know how to word that right. The Jonesin chain, so that
network.
Yeah, so that everybody knows that he's a legitimate person. He gets my 100% support, and I'm always in tune with him. And that way he has a good lateral for in case anybody has any questions, or he has somebody to go to if he has any issues. And he is a dope machinist, 100%.
Yeah, that's dope to hear.
He is crazy good at what he does, and he's a jack of all trades, which is awesome. I love those type of people.
This little car right here.
Yeah. Y'all see that car in the background? That's mine.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's really good to have people like that you can trust, and it's amazing that you were able to help him through that. I've seen you do that with multiple people just in the short span of time that I've known you. You took it out of your the time out of your day to make sure that this person that you have no idea who they are is doing the right thing for the plant. You didn't care if about anything but them figuring out how to make the plant happy. That's what you
Right.
about.
Yeah, I just want to find the fire, man, like and smoke some fire with everybody and that's it. I don't care about any kind of chip on shoulders. I don't give a shit about any kind of name or nothing. Everybody has preferences, but cannabis is a subjective field anyways. So you're allowed to have your own opinions on what your favorite flavors are.
Of course, not everybody likes the same terp profile, same flavor, or
Yeah,
even the same buzz, whatever you want to call it.
absolutely. And the kitchen's big enough for all of us. You know what I mean? Like we can all eat, no big deal.
Do you feel like you're looking for a specific terp or profile or a blend of terp and profiles that you're trying to nail, or you're just seeing what comes out of it right now and just working through the motions?
It's always different. I just recently wanted to make something that was just really repugnant, like awful. Um, and that's the Finders Keepers, where it's like it smells like meat, but it smells like blueberries at the same time. And it's like weird, off and on. I don't know. It's unique, but I love Kushes and I love OGs. I'm a very gas profile person, and I gas forward profile person. So as long as it's got that like gasoline spice to it, I don't really care what the secondary or tertiary flavors are. Those are
And
my main focuses.
mhm. And you're pretty much breeding, what you like, so you can put out kind of specific things that call
Yeah,
true, right? You're not working for anybody else, because I know some people, they grow and they breed for the people that they love, like if in that sense, but like or somebody that's sick, they're trying to breed specifically for them. But right
right.
now, you're just working on Jones and flavor, right?
Yeah, yeah. I don't have any kind of specific goal that I'm trying to go towards. I mean, I'm hunting through. I want to hunt through some like strawberries and stuff like that. Um, but I don't have any specifics that I'm going through. I did.
Are you still popping other people's stuff, or
Yeah, of course. I don't turn my nose to things. I don't solicit it. You get what you know what I mean? Like, I have shout out Tino and shout out Pacific. I have both of their stuff going, and I enjoy it. And we'll see what happens. I'm really hoping that I help breeders make better choices in their collabs, and I want to work with people that I deal with, and not people that I don't know. And I don't chase certain things, and I don't have an interest in that. I'd rather make positive relationships. So,
yeah,
working with Tina, hopefully I can find something that pairs well with something that I'm running, and same with Pacific, and not the same thing, because I'd like to be unique and different to each individual and give them that same respect.
yeah, yeah. But also, it might be good to get a good representation of how that other breeder, right, and then introduce your unique flavor to it. So you
Yeah,
makes it a
Absolutely.
really meaningful collab.
yeah, yeah. So we have actually Tino and Pacific and I all have a little collab going on right now.
Yeah, I know
Um,
that's somewhat of a top secret one that hasn't put we haven't put too much information. I know some people do know, some people don't
yeah,
know about that.
it's like
I got my ear to the ground, so I gotta
right. It's
If
it's
you're
like
listening, you will hear.
yeah. It's out in the open, but it's not in the open at the same time. So if you're like paying attention, you can pick up on it.
Yeah,
Um, and I'm really excited about it, genuinely. You know what I mean? Like it's something they have something that nobody else has right now. It's something that I've worked on, and I didn't release it, and I don't plan on releasing it until they've kind of done their things.
yeah.
Um, and there's no rush to that. You know what I mean? And it feels great to be able to have that power and be able to do that.
Yeah, and it creates like friendships and bonds that you would have never thought that you could do. Like I got friends all over the United States now, and if one day I sending like a cut or a mail to them and they've worked with it and makes them happy, that's a great feeling, I'm sure,
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I've been able to I've been able to have friendships that I never expected, like X, is a friend of mine that I wasn't sure about when we first, when he was first introduced, but I've grown to really, really enjoy him as an individual, and I look out for him, and you know what I mean? Like he's my boy through and through. So shout out to him in that sense. Like he's always been there in that situation.
Yeah, definitely. I seen it from the beginning. I seen him when he was a little bird, and you got him under your wing, and you
Yeah,
protected him a little bit.
yeah,
So it was a good thing that you did because, if he didn't have um a good person looking over him, then I would be a little concerned. But I know that he has you, and so whatever he's thinking, he's eventually gonna go back to you and he's gonna ask you, what do you think about this? And you're gonna tell him straight up, and you're gonna tell
right.
him the raw guts of it, and you're gonna share how you feel, and hopefully that will mold him into, what he's becoming,
Absolutely.
has his own goals, and he's a very interesting person. I I was in there when you started interacting with him in the beginning as well.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I support him up, and I support you as well. Like we've
Yeah, but you still can't sell the good karma Kush cut.
nope, not nope, not happening. You can do, yeah, we'll talk. Nope. You can make a cross with it or something.
Yeah, go for it, Twisted. Go for it,
Oh man.
Twisted. You got a question for Johnson?
Yeah. Do you remember what your first real pheno hunt was? Like what made you go on it, and what were you looking for at that time?
Yeah. So Kem's sister was a strain that I enjoyed when I was younger, and I wanted to make my own version of it.
Okay.
So I made Sister Sour. Um, and so Sour Diesel was, to answer your question in a long answer. Sorry, a winded answer. Sour Diesel was the first big pheno hunt that I really I aggressively went through. And I went through so many different diesel tones and different versions of sour diesel that it ignited the passion for breeding, because people have different representations of the same strain from all over the United States.
Oh yeah, they do. Oh yeah.
Uh,
Especially sour diesel.
yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. That's another episode, though, right? Like,
Yeah.
That's what's up. So, some of the there's some questions in the chat. If you could talk. Oh, before we get into this, I would like to ask. I know you did your crosses with the watermelon mama.
Mhm.
Did Jinx Proof come at you sideways or anything like that?
No, I actually I had a conversation with him before it. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm using your gear for something, I'll shoot you a text or I'll shoot you a message, and it's on you if you want to respond. And he was real professional about it, and he said it was cool. And I said I would be more than happy to send him seeds in return. And in which I did. I sent him, I think, one pack of 30 of everything that I made from that lineup, and we did a veteran donation. And he did a big old thing for that. So he definitely didn't come at me sideways at all. He was very well received.
You did it the right way, bro. That's
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yep.
I didn't even do that. I need to go back and tell Gromer I used your plant, bro. But you know what I mean? Gromer,
I feel like he gets it all the time.
Gromer probably doesn't give a shit about me. He doesn't want to
Right.
hear, so that's why I never did that.
Well, and I didn't. It's not like I didn't have any relationship with Jinx Proof before that. But I assumed that he was an individual that's respectful and responds to messages back and forth. If he's every morning he's telling everybody he hopes they have a good day, the decency of just spending a couple of minutes, in your DMs and responding to things is huge to other people. So I would just assume that he would respond to me one day, and he did. He got to me pretty quick, so it was awesome. It felt great.
Yeah, definitely. And have you done that with other crosses that you use the males for, or is that one of the ones like main or only ones that you kind of did that?
That's probably one of the only ones that I've used somebody else's mail. I try to only use my mail so that I don't have to do that.
And when you say your males, you're talking about the stock of seeds that you were collecting when you were overseas and such like that. Or, yeah.
Oh, sorry. Sarah was showing me one of the questions.
Oh
So
yeah,
go
yeah.
ahead. Ask me that again. I'm sorry about that.
No, you're good. Let's talk a little bit about the highway robbery. You used the watermelon mama and that. What'd you use for the something mobster, right?
Yeah, Mobsta. It was a Mother of Berries clone that came from Massachusetts. A close buddy of mine that's part of the Cannabis Growers Association out of there was was really excited about the strain, and he said that he felt like I would have a lot of fun with it as well. So he sent it my way and let me play with it for a couple of rounds.
Oh wow, nice. So you got that in your hands, and then you hit it with the watermelon mama. Have you guys seen anything good coming out of those F1 beans? Yeah.
Yeah, they've been really tight nodal spacings, so like little baseball bats. We've seen different shades of purples being thrown, varied degrees. I had deep purples in whole plant, and Ragin brought it to F2, and he had a good healthy like mix of purples and greens within his ranges. It was a deep berry, like blueberry flavor on my end,
Okay.
and on his end he had the same thing, a deep blueberry flavor.
So can we talk a little bit about the Rubik's Cube? How does the Rubik's Cube? What does it mean to you? And
Yeah, it's a puzzle, and I'm a very fidgety individual. I'm constantly having to move and adjust and do things. And genetics reminds me of a Rubik's Cube as well, where it's just a game, it's a puzzle, you know what I mean? That you've got to twist and turn and maneuver, and once you've completed the right rotations, you'll get something that's like art, you know what I mean? Like,
absolutely, that's what's up. So you took that, and my favorite one is the one where your name is flipped upside down, and what's it called? The anagram? Or
ambigram. Yeah.
yeah, that's a pretty dope. He has a logo. Basically, you could read his name, Jonesin Genetics, and then flip it upside down. You can still read it, Jonesin Genetics.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's out of this world.
Yeah, I worked on that one because I wanted, if like you had the slab, no matter what, there was no wrong way to take a picture of the slab, as long as you just took a picture of it, you know what I mean? And I got some mixed reviews where some individuals were telling me it's kind of hard to read, you know what I mean? So I still use it, but I created a more legible one, which was the gamer graphic on the front. That way it was just easier for the eyes to read, and then I give out stickers of the ambigram for everybody.
Yeah, let's talk about this packaging real quick. What gave you the inspiration for the packaging? We're gonna talk about this packaging, and I know you got some new ones, so we can show both.
Yeah. So the original packaging, or we'll call it like phase 2. But the original plastic packaging, I just wanted something that stepped out. I'm really proud of my product, and that means the entirety of it. You know what I mean, and how it's presented and everything along the lines. And I was just tired of seeing the plastic bags over and over and over again. There's just no originality to it, and it's no burn on anybody. But I felt like a lot of these guys are artists and fucking geniuses, and they just took the easy route. So I wanted to do something that set me apart from everybody else. So that's I reached out to some manufacturers that make some interesting products, and they were able to make that for me.
Hell yeah. So okay, so now you guys are on 3.0.
Yeah, now we're on packaging 3.0, and I think this is the one to stay for a while.
Yeah, it does look more compact for sure. Just gonna grab one. We're looking at it right now. It looks like maybe like a 2x2 or a 3x3 square.
Yeah. Right there.
There you go. Nice and compact compared to your first.
Yeah.
Definitely did cut that. Your first one was probably about the size of a deck of playing cards.
Right. A little bit bigger than that, actually. Okay. Right here.
How long you been growing your hair, bro?
My hair has been growing about a year, 2 years.
2 years, nice.
I had it growing for a while when I first got out of the service, and then I just hacked it off one day because I was hot and frustrated. And the wife freaked out, and so never again am I allowed to do that. So we've been growing it out, and I love my hair. So it's been a new thing. I didn't know that was something that what I mean, you could enjoy and appreciate, but you can, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm in the same boat, kind of. So I got out in 2019, so I'm still trying to grow it out longer. I was
Right.
able to grow it out. Now this is probably the longest it's been since I got out of the Navy.
Dude, it's looking great and healthy though.
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
What's my family's and peers around me? What are their opinions? It's mixed. Yeah, I'll keep it a stack. My mom is supportive, and she believes in the preach that I put out there, and she respects that I'm respectful to all walks of life and everything along those lines. My father is not supportive in that sense, and that no harm on him. He's allowed to have his own opinions. You know what I mean? So it's pretty mixed reviews, and that goes all the way down the lines of the family. Both sides. I just kind of do my own thing. I don't really mind if somebody approves or disapproves of what I do, because I know what I'm doing, right? Like,
And at the end of the day, does it make you happy?
right. I'm super happy, and I'm not hurting anybody, and I'm trying to be helpful, not hurtful. So I feel like there's no wrong that can be done in my situation at the current moment.
We got about 15 minutes left before we gotta go. We're just gonna try to do about an hour and then cut it off. So if you guys have any last minute questions, you guys are curious, you guys want to ask Jonesin, just throw it in the comments. Serg responded to your response to his question. He said, "Awesome, keep doing you."
Thanks, dude.
We got a couple more questions coming in right here. We got Kane. Kane wants to ask, are there any techniques you use in your breeding that you find others may be lacking?
Integrity.
Integrity. That's a big one. For sure.
It is. The actual work and dedication into it.
It's literally you're accountable for everything. So like nobody's watching you pack those beans. Nobody's looking at like the things that you do,
Right.
You could only be the most honest person, but if someone has the ability to get over on you, more than likely they're gonna do it. And it's really hard to find the people that are not gonna get over on you.
Exactly.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, integrity is a really hard one to come by, and it's no shot at anybody. It's not me attacking or calling out anybody. I don't really give a shit what anybody else does. I'm in charge of me, and I want to make sure that I'm always treating the plants correctly. I don't care about the money at the end of the day. I mean, monetary is important. I got to pay bills and I got to handle shit like that. But like, the money comes with proper work. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't think that there's really anything. I don't hide anything, any technique wise. You get what I mean? So if anybody has any questions about growing, you just hit me in the DM and ask me. And if I have the 5 minutes, I break away and I reach out to you and I see what's going on.
Absolutely. And
That's awesome. He's got to be in the show.
Yeah. He's like, all right, I'm here. I'm back.
Oh,
Bean.
Fraz has a good one. A good comment.
Next question right here.
Oh, where'd you go? What is next for your brand and make your brand stand out above the breeders? Well, I just try to keep being me. Do you know what I mean? I'm unapologetically me, and I think that's what's important. I don't go chase anything, and I try to make respectable collaborations and fun experiences for everybody. And I think that's just what the focus is. As long as I continue doing that, I stand out in my own respect, I think.
Absolutely.
You've always something that I commend you for is that somehow you've always been able to keep your nose out of the not even keep your nose, but keep yourself out of the drama. There's a lot of drama that's going on Instagram on a daily basis. A lot of is it seems entertaining for most, right? That are just on the outside looking in, but
right.
for the individuals that are actually involved in the screaming match or the emotional stuff,
oh man, I can't do that. I can't yell into a phone and get irate into a damn phone. I got shit to do. So if you want, we can meet up, we can handle it, or we can go on about our day. I just, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care. I want to give a shit about you. You know what I mean? Like, so don't put yourself in that position where we have to go, I don't want to be your friend. You know what I mean? Like, everybody that's kind always gets support, and I love hooking people up. I don't think there's ever been a person that's ever done business with me that hasn't been happy. You know what I mean? Like, I try to make sure everybody gets taken care of.
Yeah, you took care of me for sure.
That's awesome. That's how you make your way. That's how you get the most of your respect. Treating people with respect. It's awesome.
We got another question from Kane. What's the biggest obstacle you've had to overcome entering into the cannabis realm?
Well, in the beginning, it was really tough because I was very stubborn, and I would go into like big old business or board meetings and like flip-flops and shorts. And you know what I mean? Like, it was tough because I was trying to pitch very serious things in a very unserious manner, and I didn't understand how that carries through. And now that I've gotten older, one of the obstacles that I had was space. I want to do the most, and I don't have the most space. You know what I mean? Like, I have a decent space, which it's not bad, and I'm never complaining.
Have you figured out for that for now? Obviously more space is the answer, but you're not going to get more space just like that. So
right.
What have you done, to combat that?
Keeping my nose out of trouble is really what it is I'm focused on work. I don't get carried away in anything else. Like, I don't even do a lot of advertising a lot of the time because the people that I deal with, they take care of me and I take care of them. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm focused, and because I'm so hungry to get to the next spot that I want to be in, that I can't see anything else. I feel like I'm a racehorse with blinders on, you know, and I'm just going.
Hold on.
The
It's all right. It'll flip back.
gassiest strain that I have,
About
as in terms of gas, I would say Prostitute. It's like a cakey, gassy strain. In terms of like gas of like loud and pungent, I'd say like Paired Right is probably, or Finders Keepers, two of the most loud, you know what I mean, in your face strains that you open the tent or you open your room and you're like, that's the one.
Can you tell us a little bit about Finders Keepers? I had a buddy earlier. He's trying to steal your name. I had to protect you. I was like, my buddy has a strainer already. You can't name it that. He's like, I'm naming the whole collection Finders Keepers. Calm down.
That works. I'll allow it. That works. Yeah, Finders Keepers. So actually, it's really important strain to me because it's red diesel crossed to watermelon mono, I believe. Hold on one second. I'm drawing a blank.
You're good. If you guys
Might keep a journal.
moment to like and subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. If you guys go to my main channel, you guys will be able to find Tino's channel, In-House's channel. When Jonesin gets his channel set up, we'll make sure to edit the video that we post to include that information. If not, we'll link you to his Instagram and his website. Okay, so yeah, if you guys have a chance, just hit that like button for us. That'll help a lot.
So Finders Keepers is red diesel, pineapple meatball from Turp Fiend, and Farmer's Fire.
Oh, nice.
And the reason why it was really unique to us is because my wife grew red diesel as one of the first strains that she grew, and she took it the whole way through from vegetation to flower state. She did a wonderful job. She was really proud of her end product, and so I ended up pollinating a little bit with the pineapple meatball from Turp Fiend, and I liked the progeny that I had, so I crossed that cross to Farmer's Fire, which is from JD Short, DJ Short's son, and it's blueberry crossed to cherry pie. And so I just felt like it was a really unique mix of chert profiles, and the result was like this meat stew funnel cake mix. Like it's really weird, but it's loud and foul, and it throws out some really dark purples to blue colors. Amazing strong stock development. You know, all the things that I really like to look for to help with other crosses that are out there. You know, I see a lot of like string beans.
F1.
Yes, it is an F1 right now.
And that's released right now, available to the public.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And are you working that further?
Yeah, so I'm going to cross that to Good Karma Kush, and then I'll probably start working on an F2 line of the Finders Keepers after that.
And that kind of transitions to this question right here. What is your favorite part of breeding each cultivar into the higher generations, F4 and up?
Well, I like to, if I'm going higher, it's usually because I'm trying to lock in a specific trait. So like for Totem, one of the things that was really unique to it that I enjoyed and I wanted to carry on through is its short stature. Like it was built really well for individuals that are in small spaces, tent grows, or something along those lines. And I felt like if other breeders took it and crossed with it, it would do them a lot of justice and help tighten their nodal spacing or something along the lines and add that peppery, cushy flavor that I like. So it would give it more probability of me growing it. And that's about the only reason why I do it is just if there's a specific trait that I know I want to carry on for later, I'll breed it beyond.
Of course.
A quick question from me. Like when you're going through your mails, what are your markers for that you're looking for to select a stud?
Vigor, um, resiliency to like training, and how they handle feeding. You know, whether it be underwatering, overwatering, whether it be lack of food for a week or two, if they're cool with that and they don't care. If you forget about them for a week or two, you know what I mean? Like I try to stress him out just as much as I stress out the females. Um, and if they take well to it and they're still not really stunted or anything along those lines, I'm happy with it and I continue on with it.
Awesome. So I don't have any more questions right now. We're coming up on the last 4 minutes of our hour. So if there's anything else you would like to share with them, in the last five couple minutes, we could go over an hour too, but I just want to, lead up to that 1 hour mark right now. Is there anything you want to share with us last minute? Well, actually, let me ask Twisted. Is there anything you want to ask him, Twisted, before we have
How many
him?
mothers do you work with? Like mother plants do you have that you work with?
I like to work with between 3 and 4 moms, and then I'll have like celebrity guest stars. You get what I mean? That come in if
Gotcha.
it's been advised. You
Oh,
know, like
yeah.
if Spooky hits me up and goes, "Hey, dude, I've been growing this Apple Jacks or this Jacks that I've worked on for a little bit. I'd really like you to take a look at it." I'm not gonna be like, "Nah, dude, I don't have time for you."
Yeah.
So I'll let it come in and see what's up, and I'll test it out. It won't
You never know.
immediately get
Yeah.
yeah, and I respect it. If he's got the passion and he's taken the time to talk to me about it, then he gets a pass from me.
Awesome. Yeah, that's awesome.
World domination is the future of Jonesin genetics.
Let's go. World domination, baby. Let's go. Uh, let's see. Any last minute questions that I could think of for you? Twisted, anything?
That was pretty much he answered everything I would ask.
Awesome. Guys, let's take a couple minutes to spam the chat. Let's give Jonesin some good comments and good things just so we can end it off on a good note. If you guys enjoyed seeing Jonesin here, let us know. Throw up some emojis, throw up some comments, so we can share with him in the last couple minutes before we go.
Appreciate you guys.
Most popular. We got, if you guys
We
want
appreciate you coming, man.
we got about
appreciate
people tuned in right now watching.
Awesome.
We really appreciate everybody here. If you guys have a chance, you guys can go and check out Jones's website. We got it going on the bottom right there.
Absolutely. thegoodkarmacouple.com, guys.
Here's you guys. If you guys don't know where to follow him on Instagram, we got his Instagram right here, Jonesin Genetics. Very easy to get to. You can check out all of his work here, and hopefully we can get with him again in the future and see where he's developed from the first time we got to meet him. And looks like we got a minute left on the clock. We're gonna close it here, guys. So I appreciate everybody. We're gonna start putting these comments up. Iceberg says I fuck with Jonesin. He already knows. We got some fire emojis from all these people. Fast Kid, Quattro 20. We got Jesus Flores. We got Stewie Kane. We got
Appreciate you guys.
K, straight from the UK, tapping in. This is kind of why I wanted to do it early too, because we have a lot of people that are all over, and
Right.
a little too late, they can't tap in because it's going to be way too late for them.
Right. I think this is great.
Kane says he's loving the night NFTs.
Yo, they're sick. For real. Get at me. We'll talk about them.
Speed question: what is a favorite style of growing soil, cocoa or hydro? We said he likes cocoa for commercial, but soil, if he's just doing a couple plants, he likes that. He likes living organics soil, and
right.
Cocoa for commercials.
Yep. Yeah, for production it's cocoa, and for personals it's soil all day.
That's good. Golden Goat, thanks for the input. King. All right, make sure you guys follow Jonesin. I'm gonna end the live right here. Thanks to Twistin for joining us as well. Twistin,
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you, man.
live real quick. Have a good day, guys.
Yep.